Is this really what I look like? See how look. Mm, mm, shiny muscles. Oh my gosh. Is this really what I look like? Okay, I'll take it. Hold on. There's no way, bruh. My skin is shinier than my necklace. Nice. Hey, what's up, internet world? Thanks for tapping into Pursuit of Godliness. I'm your guide, messenger of reflection, the cosmic lion of light with 19 tails, Linus. Yep, just Linus. We coming in spicy off rip today with a fire message from beyond liminal space-time. I kind of just got an internal voice to start doing these for the first time today, and we'll see where it goes. So, we kind of just hop into it. And the vibe, the message, the idea that I got for today was to take a look at how and I hate saying collective, because everybody named grandma says collective, but whatever. How the collective, the energies are looking at over the next 8 months. And I was going to do 6 to 8. Initially it was going to be 6, but 8 kind of stood out perfectly because I did a couple reads for a couple friends the other day, and it came out to being 8 months. And I did the math, and 8 months turns out to be April, which is Cosmic New Year, true New Year. So why not? And if you haven't seen my intro, tune into that. I'm not going to do too much of beginning in this video. Because like I said, this is the first one. I'm just going to see where it goes. So what we're going to do first is, I think the process I'm thinking about following here is, I'll tell you guys what the goal is for this video, or what the overall message is, and then I'll shuffle my cards and give thanks and pray and whatnot. And I don't know, there's something authentic about just shuffling on screen, so I figured I'd do that. So that's what we're going to do. I got a tarot deck here and an oracle deck. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to shuffle these cards first. Alright. Oh, look at that. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Alright. I might have to just turn this around. Let's turn this around. Let's turn this around. Let's see. Alright. Let's try this here. Let me do a little test here. See if I like how this looks. The boys in Spirit Vegas. Alright, let me stop playing around. Okay. Alright, so like I said, next 8 months, because that's April, which is true New Year. Oh, swords. Alright. So what I like to do, I'm going to shuffle and we're going to pray and give thanks. Alright. Thank you to ancestors, to my family, those that came before, those that come after, to my guides, my gods, goddesses, angels, demons, and networks, all those entities that work towards the greater good of myself and the collective. Thank you to higher dimensional selves, my higher selves. Anybody I didn't mention, because I probably forgot somebody, I apologize, but I thank you at the same time. Thank you to the universe, multiverse, omniverse, source. I pray that you all guide my hand, my energy, and my intuition as I access this grand tapestry of the universe. Akasha, whatever it is that you call it. Thank you. I pray that my answers, my messages, my energies are true, full of wisdom, and righteous. Because after all, we're in pursuit of godliness. Ashe, amen, amen, ashe. Alright. Oh. Wind blew this card right out. I don't know what that would be normally, but we'll set that aside for now. Of course, the wind decided to pick up. I did this outside because it wasn't windy. but now it is windy. But whatever. Okay. All right. What can those of us that have aligned with the energies of this portal look forward to over the next 8 months? Well, all of us, really. So I guess this is 2 stories that I'm seeing here, or expecting. Expect the rest of this cosmic year to 8 months. Okay. Normally I do it like this, facing me, but we're gonna do it the other way, facing the camera. Let's see if I can get this right. Okay. Five, 6, 7, 8. And then back of the deck.
I'm still getting used to how this is setting up here. But it's alright, this is the first one. We're allowed to be a little bit disorderly. Okay. And I'll kind of just put the oracle cards out at the bottom. Wherever they'll fit, wherever they'll go. No. I may put that wrong, but... I don't like that setup. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Okay. And then this one. We do like this. There we go.
Alright. So, what I'm seeing here is, I'm going to turn these around we've got the Four of Wands. Usually that's some celebration energy. And because I took a break for a little bit, I gotta read with a couple of these every now and then, just to make sure I know what they're trying to say, so I don't put too much of what I feel into this. Okay. Four of Wands, you've been rapidly growing and expanding, and now it's time to pause and celebrate what you've achieved. The fruits of your labor, a wedding, a birthday, homecoming, or a family get-together may also be in the cards. So the way I've got this set up is I pulled basically a card for every month. 8 months, 8 cards. They don't have to be month exclusive. That's just kind of the rough idea I've got for this particular read. So you've got your Four of Wands, which suggests there's something that you've done, or you will be doing, at least by the end of this month, that has kind of put you in this state of celebration, or in a space to where you should step back and give gratitude. Because remember, biggest thing about the universe is that it always gives more where there's gratitude at. So the more gratitude you get, the more you got. Next card has got the Hermit, right? Hermit is the classic card of being by yourself, or honing your skills by yourself, or some sort of journey that you have to take, some sort of personal, I don't say escapade, because that just makes it sound mad extra for no reason. Some of you, it might be an escapade, but for others, it could just be a simple little journey. Maybe even something as simple as reaffirming something within yourself, which is almost perfect, because right after the Four of Wands, the congratulations, you did it energy, take a step back, chill, and that's like your self-evaluation phase. This feels more like a self-evaluation card, which is good, because it comes out right side up, which means that you've got a pretty solid idea of what you are, who you are, what your skills are, your skill set, your strengths, your weaknesses, things you got to work on, things you may be perfect at, things you may have to put aside, things that you may have to pick back up even. Now that just came into my head. The next card is the Judgment card, and I'm gonna take a look at this one again as well, because it is what it is. Don't judge me. It's good to know what you're talking about. This is your time to rise up. You are experiencing a huge spiritual awakening and realizing that you're destined for so much more. This is your cosmic up-leveling, which is wild, because I actually used that word today talking to somebody, which kind of, this serves as a sync for me too. Ooh, yeah, part of the collective after all. Hey, oh, we made it. We made it out here. Let's go. Okay. Be ready to tune into a higher frequency. And if you notice in this one, there's what appears to be an angel with the horn. So this is judgment for a lot of people that didn't put the work in, that may have let outside sources that didn't have their best interests in mind get the better of them. You, you stayed to the course. You stayed strong. You ignored the prattlings of the mortals, so to speak. You ignored the scratching at your heels by the little creatures and crawlies that want you to stop moving forward in your journey. And because you didn't stop, you granted you whatever it is that you're looking for here. And it may not that it's going to be immediate, obviously, but because with new levels, as they say, come new devils. But the fact that you've leveled up to beat that boss, congratulations. Whatever test it is that you thought you were trying to pass, that you're not sure if you passed or not, you passed. Okay, alright. And then the next thing is Ace of Cups reverse. And what I'm getting for this, right, Ace of Cups is usually your card of abundance when it's upright. Reverse here is not necessarily negative, that you're going to fail or you have no abundance. No. Considering the first three cards that came with it, remember, context is everything. Considering the first three cards that came before it, what this is saying is that you may be getting high off your newfound success, or you may be getting high off the fact, or excited, maybe a little overzealous at the fact that you kind of got a momentum going. We made it, right? And sometimes when you make it to the next level, you got to learn the level before you try to speed run it. This may be saying to not necessarily be cautious, but keep in mind that you are in uncharted waters, uncharted territory. Don't try to do everything all at once. Ease yourself into it. Don't just jump in, because you may come across something that you weren't expecting that could throw you out of phase a little bit, but it won't last long. Even if you do come across something that hinders your momentum, or you may feel hinders your momentum, let's say you started a new project, a new business, maybe you got into a relationship even, because I kind of get relationship energy low key. It's kind of peeking through. It's not 100% the main focus of that card. It's anything that is a new endeavor that you would like to start. It's saying to be cautious and make sure that you're not overpacing your own momentum. Take it just a little bit slow. And I think that's a good message, because this is more like making sure all your ducks are in a row before you throw them into the pond. I don't know where the hell that metaphor came from, whatever. But like I said, this is not negative. It's just to make sure you keep your momentum in mind, your inertia in mind, because the very next card is the Queen of Pentacles, right? I don't know if you're supposed to be the queen, or if there's a queen that's going to be pulling up into your life to help you out. Either way, this kind of paints the picture of you are your Queen of Pentacles first. So, like I said, you got your celebration, you got your movement, your evaluation, your judgment, which kind of gives me more justice vibes on top of that. Your don't jump into things too quick. Right after is the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, she don't play about her money. You know, she's the queen of that guap, that abundance. She takes abundance wherever she goes, right? You got your grapes, your flowers, your money right there, all in this one card. So I'm feeling that based off you. Ooh, black butterfly. Nice. I don't know if a black butterfly or 2 or 3 black butterflies sings for any of you guys. May signal. Sorry, I'm looking at them now. Some sort of rebirth or growth or transformation. Maybe you're transforming into this Queen of Pentacles. Maybe you're transforming your mentality and realizing you're the Queen of Pentacles the entire motherfucking time. Excuse my French. Yes. And then right after that is the Fool in reverse. And I'm not sure what that means in this. Let me see. Let me take a look. Fool's the first card. You have conceived the new project, but aren't ready to birth it just yet. You are worried about the risks and fear the unknown. So basically what I'm getting for this is sort of an octave of the Ace of Cards reverse card. Ace of Cups reversed. Because maybe coming to this realization, you still have that, okay, well, what about this? And what about that? Maybe you get a little too deep into logistics of what your project means. Maybe you kind of psych yourself out. Or maybe there really isn't enough information in the equation for you to feel comfortable moving forward. That's okay. This kind of feels like um, a space where you're just supposed to be still. I think that's the main message that I'm getting here, because right after is Knight of Cups reverse and then Ten of Swords reverse. What I'm seeing the last of this as more of a warning, almost, as don't get too restless. Um, don't get too restless, because you could put yourself at a disadvantage. Any problem that comes across with the way your life is going over these next 8 months, 9 times out of 10 is going to come from you trying to force something that you really don't need to force. So I'm going to take a look at this Knight of Cups card real quick again, see what it says. You may be sulky, moody, and jealous, allowing your emotions to get the better of you. A creative project is emerging, but you are not ready to take action just yet. Ah, look at that. Yeah, there's the waiting cards, and not waiting out of negativity, waiting out of necessity, as in you're building up momentum, but now this is the part of the journey where you just gotta coast with it. Just let it unfold naturally, right? And then the Ten of Swords, which in this, again, usually Ten of Swords is perceived as like a negative card. I don't believe there's any such thing as a negative card or a positive card. Just messages, whether it's warnings, reassurances, however it is you choose to take it. That's up to you. But what I'm seeing here with this Ten of Swords is you're resisting change and painful endings because you do not want to face up to what is really happening. It's time to rip off the bandage and get this over with so you can start fresh. I don't think that applies to all of you, right? Because it just occurred to me that the way I set this up, it could be completely flipped. Because the way I'm seeing it is not necessarily the way that you guys are seeing it. So I think what this is 100% a matter of perspective. And I like that, I don't know, I have these weird thoughts sometimes because it kind of adds another layer on top of everything. Because remember I said there's like sides. Because initially I asked for those of us that made it, and then maybe those that kind of struggled a little bit. So there may be a secondary thing to all this, but we'll get to that. But the very last card is saying, let go of your old space. Point blank period. Let go of your old space. It may seem negative. There may be something that you're in or that you're coming to, a point that you're coming to, like a crossroads almost, where you know that you got to let go of something. Something, someone, a situation, a house, a car, I don't know. But the fact that you're coming to that at the very end, which is kind of like right before New Year's almost, is almost like that kind of holiday depression that people get into at the end of the year. Oh, it's Christmas time, it's New Year's, and there's nobody to love me, and they get depressed and they get sad. But this kind of feels like that's what's going with you spiritually, to where you're like, dang, I really got to let this go, or I got to let some of these people go, or some of these energies go, or I wanted to build with this person, but they kind of disappeared on me. And it's kind of like one of those, I'm not sure, but you are sure, you already know. You already know that these are things that are supposed to happen. You are playing games. You already know there's something that's supposed to happen. You already know that this threshold that you're stepping through, remember we were talking about death or transformation, the butterfly, which is ironic because I actually had a friend who pointed that out earlier to me when I let her know that I saw a couple black butterflies, and the fact that I saw them again kind of brought that memory back. But you already know there's transformation ahead. You already know, point to the camera, you already know what you got to do. So don't worry about it, because back of the deck energy is Nine of Cups, and the way I like to read back of the deck, they make sure, yup, Nine of Cups. I can read, guys. I can count. It was a false alarm. We're good. And the way I read back of the deck is, it's the overall theme, the underlying energy throughout the entire time frame concept that I'm reading for. And that kind of reaffirms what we were just talking about, how even though this Ten of Swords reverse is here, right? Because, other thing is that this can also be psychic attack. This could also be which I just what this could probably be is that you're about to crush it so hard, you're about to elevate so hard, you're about to win, and it's not even going to be we it was close. They had us. I'm not gonna lie, they had us in the first half. No, it's going to be crushing defeat for the forces that are trying to stop you. This looks like a psychic attack card. Everybody talks about psychic attack, but right before New Year, as the energies are resolving from this 8-8 portal energy, 8 months from now, 888, into the new year, mother pleepers are coming for you hard. The only reason they come for you hard is because they know you about to catch that W, which, like I said, back of the deck, overall energy is 9 of Cups. Straight up abundance. You got all them cups. Look, you see that man? He's sitting. You think he's worried about anything in that card? Nope. Means they worry about nothing. Nothing. So, which that's good. And this is a concept that I've kind of been playing with. Is that the last 5 cards of this 8-card spread kind of give me that vibe that Spirit is putting you, whoever it is that you research, whoever it is that you commune with, and what's the word I'm looking for? Worship, respect, revere, commune with, interact with, work with, will often put you in a place that from the outside appears to be a negative space. And that's what people or energies project onto you, and that in turn makes you feel as if you're in a negative space, when subconsciously you know that you aren't, which is a lot of people may go through a situation where it feels on the surface, it feels negative or destructive, but they can't shake this feeling of excitement underneath all of that. That's because you know within that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 may look a certain way from the outside, and people may project it onto you, trying to make you feel the way they feel about how you're being made to look, how you appear in front of them, because Spirit is basically blocking you from people's view, right? You know that this is some of the most growth inducing periods of your life up to this point, right? I'm so excited, my brain's moving too fast, I'm trying to find words. But this is, yeah. And then the card that came out, 3 of Pentacles. This is that work card. I don't think this means anything as far as what you're supposed to be doing. I think this is like one of those tidbits that Spirit's like, hey, I see you. I'm proud of you. Right? You're doing it. You're doing it. I'll go into it, read it, just to make sure. Because, we got to clarify the clarifications. Right? Celebrate your success. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. It doesn't matter. I feel like that still applies. Freudian slip, maybe? Alright, let's see. 3 of Pentacles. You are collaborating with others and creating synergies to achieve big results. You balance the wisdom of the experts and the ideas of the novices. Ooh, that adds a whole nother layer. Yes, is he proud of you card? Because I see this card as like you working on your craft, right? But that extra layer, you got secret collaborators. Secret collaborators. I don't know, I'm whispering with my hands to the, as if, don't worry about it. Secret collaborators, teammates. You've got squad members, homies, brothers, sisters, best friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, aunts, uncles, mothers, cousins, whoever it is. You got people that are helping you out, beings, energies, whether it's angels. If you work with demons, if that's your thing, that's your thing. As long as you work for the ascension, the natural positive ascension of the collective, everybody got their role, everybody got their job to play. The fact that this came out while I was shuffling, the wind blew it over. That's boom. Extra card right there. We're just gonna slide that right there. We're gonna hide that behind the big cards. Because you got secret collaborators. You got people you got your own little Ambu Black Ops helping you out here. Alright, and then obviously I like to throw the Oracle cards in there. They're just, I guess, sort of more themes, energies, or things to keep in mind. They kind of just put simple words to the code that is this whole tarot game. We've got courage and bravery. I think this is pointing to we got first month, second month, third month, which I'm not. Let's see. We've got August. We're in September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. August, September, and October. You're gonna be you're gonna be not necessarily smooth sailing, but that's kind of what I get. But this card refers to the next 5 months from November to April. Courage and bravery, right? You see, they got the shield and the banner of righteousness, and the giant golden light behind them. You guys are emissaries of the light, right? Protectors of the collective. You see the sun on the shield, right? Defenders of the consciousness Christos, whatever you want to call it. Don't forget that. Don't let anybody tell you different. You are courageous and you're brave, and you're going to tap into that at some point. But it's always there, so don't forget that. Learning experience. There may be something that you learn from. Maybe there is a failure in there, or maybe the failures that you're perceiving as such are something to teach you. Maybe there's a victory that's to teach you. Maybe it's watching someone else fail. Something that maybe an ideology that you have that someone else put into practice and they failed. You're like, I may have to change the way I approach this if I decide to approach this, because that was the way I was going to do it, and that failed for them. I'm not saying that what they do affects me, but if it hit me in a certain way, I'm like, maybe I should think about this, then maybe you should think about it. Listen to your gut, right? But everything is a learning experience, right? Maybe there's nothing negative towards this at all. Maybe going through this process organically is what the learning experience is, showing you how your particular guides move when it comes to them protecting you. Beautiful. And then manifestation, self-explanatory. That's the last card. Boom, manifestation. Everything you want, everything you desire, everything you wish for, coming true. I do the same thing with these back of the deck overall energies. Take a step back, which is pretty much corroborates these last five cards too. Take a step back, relax, let things flow. Right? We've got to be what we call the balanced embodiments of masculine and feminine, yin and yang. Right? Sometimes we have to actively move, build. Sometimes we have to sit back and flow. And I think this period is calling you to be in that more, as they call the divine feminine energy. Sit back, let things flow. Just ride the wave. You created the wave. Ride the wave. So that's pretty much what I got. If you liked it, cool. If not, let your boy know what he can work on. We're always open to constructive criticism in here, because that's what we do. We're here to grow. Right? Alright, y'all. I forgot to do the reverse upside down, like I was saying, because earlier in the video I was talking about how it felt like the read was completely switched around to where I'm reading it from your perspective. It also felt like it works from my perspective. That's what we're going to do. These three stay the same. This one that popped out is going to stay the same. I'm going to read it right side up as usual. And I feel the need to leave this right side up as well. So I'm just going to flip these two around. And so I guess like the secondary message I'm getting, or I guess another group of the collective, the way you guys are kind of feeling, we're seeing the Ten of Swords for this month, right? So that, in this instance, gives me big psychic attack energy. For some of you, it's definitely you being in your own way, definitely. But with it right side up from facing my direction, I'm getting big psychic attack. Somebody's not happy about you, whether it's a person, place, thing, energy, beings, whatever. Take that how you apply it and go with that. But like I said, since I flipped it, what I'm getting here is the Knight of Cups. Now, and that's right side up, followed by the Fool right side up. Now, what I can do real quick is let me just move these over. Okay. And I'm going to just, boop, and then flip these around like that so you guys can see them. Okay. And then, so it's easier to see how the perspective that I'm seeing it from. Okay. Okay. All right. So that should be easier for it to compute in your brains. And I'm going to leave this down here as I'm switching a rule. Somebody give me some music. Ding, 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 dong. I kind of have to force myself not to be OCD about it. Otherwise, I'd be sitting here all day fixing it. Oh, see, look, now I'm sliding the camera. Stop. Just up. See, look, I'm doing it again. Stop. Okay. All right. Okay. So, like I said, Ten of Swords, Psychic Attack Energy. That's like the clearest thing that's in there, which means that while some of you guys are getting some momentum going early and then having to slow down, there are some of you that feels as if you're in a slowed down state right now, right? Which, well, I guess we'll see how this kind of moves forward. So whichever one resonates with you, A or B, I don't know. Maybe you want to watch them both. Maybe I just wasted your time. I doubt it, but whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this one. I'm going to read the Knight of Cups again real quick. One thing I like to say is the knights, they don't play about their queens, right? So let's see. Knight of Cups. You are romantic, charming, and in love with itself. You wear your heart on your sleeve. You thrive on all things beautiful and are inspired by the many creative outlets that are available to you. See, I knew it was going to do a switcheroo kind of like that. All right. So this month you may, or maybe even into next month, you may be feeling low. Maybe there's some mental things that you kind of got to get rid of. Maybe you are your own biggest worst enemy. Or it could be that, like I said, there's some crazy psychic attack going on. Then comes your Knight of Cups. The knight that's protecting your cup. Right? The you that's got this energy. You're ready to ride out into the sunset, but there's no sunset here. It's the sunset from this first card, right? But you're ready to ride out and get to the water. Get yourself some new ideas. Maybe you've already got some new ideas, right? And that's good because basically what I'm getting is that it doesn't matter what happens this month because you've already claimed victory. You bounce back. Either you bounce back already or you are bouncing back. And that's good. Going into next month, you got a newfound excitement, new ideas, new encouragement, so to speak, which leads to the Fool, right side up, a new journey. You're getting ready to undertake a new path. Maybe it's newfound strength in traveling the path that you're already on. Maybe you got a new idea. Maybe it's a new relationship. Either way, it's something that you've internalized first, right? Because it's right above the Hermit. And the way they kind of mirror each other here, Fool's upright, Hermit's reverse right under it, feels like it's a mirror. So Hermit may not even be negative or red normal downright or reversed, excuse me, in this position because it looks like it's mirroring the Fool, which means that you're taking that new journey, but you're also keeping that Hermit energy in mind of what it means to work in solitude, work on yourself first before going forward, which I like that. I like that a lot. Now we've got the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And, excuse me, like I said, I like to make sure I know what I'm talking about here. We're gonna go take a look at it. You let your heart rule over your head. Emotions may be overwhelming you. You may be caring for everyone else but yourself. Self-care and self-love are critical, which is interesting because right after the Fool on that new journey energy, that Hermit energy, it's almost like it's a warning in this sense not to put yourself into that, right? Basically what it's saying is that, like I said, from the first way I did this, it is upright. The Queen of Pentacles is upright. In this one, it's reverse. I don't necessarily think this is saying that you are a certain way, you're embodying a certain energy. What I think is it's a warning in this sense to not put others too far ahead of yourself. It's okay if you put someone else first every now and then, but don't overdo it. Especially after you've already established that perfect balance between being the Fool and the Hermit on this new journey. Perfect. Some of you may actually be in the energy where you are putting people first in that time frame, right? Because it's distractions. When you get a little bit of momentum going, distractions like to come out of nowhere. Things like obstacles like to pop up, being people like to try and trip you up. That may also be a warning in the sense that you may be slipping back into that old energy of putting others first when you're leaving very little for yourself. There's nothing wrong with being generous and putting others before you sometimes, but when you overdo it, when you over tip that scale, you destroy that balance. That's when it becomes a problem. But luckily, it's not, like I said, it's not that big of a deal, so to speak, at least in the grand scheme of things, because the very next thing is the Ace of Cups. That's the new idea energy, or that's a new idea that you've got that's bringing bountiful energy, right? That's the cup overfloweth. The ace, it's the beginning. It's the genesis of a new idea or new energy, new something, right? I'm going to read it here. It says, "You are filled with happiness, joy, and bliss. Creative opportunities are abundant. There may be new love, friendships, or even art projects available to you now." So that's kind of an octave of this hermit energy, that fool energy, excuse me, and hermit being mirrored. There's kind of an octave of that energy that you're kind of being warned to stay in, or not warned, but motion to stay in that energy as you travel on beyond the next months. Because I'm seeing this as like around November, December. I don't know, somebody may get depressed around the holidays, if Christmas, New Year's, or even Thanksgiving are not fun times for them. But it's okay, because while the people around you are celebrating these arbitrary holidays, you have the perfect time to work on your craft. You've got your secret collaborators that we were talking about earlier. Remember, do not forget about this card. The card that the wind flipped over. The wind spirits made sure to let me know. This is part of it, right? So the very next thing is judgment, which I think that's you on yourself. Your judgment reversed energy. I think that's you being a little bit too judgmental about yourself. You may feel as if you've been wronged, or maybe there's been a lack of equality in a situation. But something that I like to tell my friends and my family is that you are held to a different standard from everybody else. It may feel like it's unfair. It may feel like, well, why are they allowed to get away with that, but I can't? Why is it these people can do all this wrong and karma waits? She takes her time. But the moment I do so much as look at somebody wrong, karma snaps on me, because you are held to a higher standard, right? Everybody talks about thugs and people that don't put work into their life. Let me ask you a question. Who is held in higher esteem, a king or a pauper? Who was held more accountable in the eyes of the collective when things go wrong? The pauper that slid through the cracks, or the king that is everyone's eye? Right? Keep that in mind. You guys are royalty. You're held to a different standard. So even though it may feel like it's unfair, or there's a lack of justice in this case of judgment, remember, you are held to a higher standard, because you're better. Not better than anybody else, but better than the circumstances that you're set to overcome. Because I know people like to be like, well, I'm on the spiritual path, so I'm better. No, all right? It's that very same mentality that keeps you stuck. I'm over here making faces like you can see me. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And then, like I said, then comes the hermit, which in this case, I don't feel that the reverse is a negative thing. I think it's just accentuating the fact that the hermit energy is mirroring your fool energy. So either you get a coming back to homeostasis, coming back to balance around that time. You may switch into that energy. I'm going to have it to where I'm reading it upright. You are on a path of spiritual knowledge and self-discovery. Retreat from everyday life and create space for introspection. Go within and you'll discover the knowledge and clarity you seek. So this kind of mirrors that point about evaluating yourself, evaluating how far you've come on this journey. Now, even though in this particular configuration, the self-evaluation comes a couple months later than in the first go around, there's still that energy there, where it's like, while one side of the collective is playing yin, while one side is playing yin, the other side is playing yang. And not positive and negative or good and bad, just that you gotta play to your strengths, and everybody got their role, and we got to make sure we cover all bases in this game or this war, whatever you want to call it, right? The very next card is the Four of Wands reverse. And I usually read this card, like I said, as the celebration card, right? But there's something, either you don't want to celebrate or you feel there's something, maybe you feel there's a lack of something to celebrate for. I don't necessarily get that because you guys feel like you are pretty solid on the point of gratitude, even in a situation that isn't to your best advantage, showing gratitude. So I don't necessarily get that there's nothing to celebrate for energy from you guys. Oh, excuse me. Apparently I've got the hiccups now. There may be instability in the home or a transition to a new home. Oh, I know y'all was waiting for that one. Do what you can to settle in and ground yourself in your current environment, even if it's temporary. So, Four of Wands coming in hot with that move energy, that movement energy. But let me read the other one as well, because I feel like this is, like I said, because this is a mirror read, the way this is set up, this feels more like this than anything else. But I think it presents as this because we were talking about how being in a space where others project their feelings onto you and they try to make you take on the energy that they feel about themselves when they come into a relationship, when they compare themselves to you. All right, we don't compare ourselves to nobody out here. There's others that like to come and compare themselves to you, and you know that, you felt it. So take this as this, and we're gonna go back. You've been rapidly growing and expanding. Now it's time to pause and celebrate what you've achieved. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, a wedding, a birthday, homecoming, or family get together, maybe in the cards. So while it's in that upright energy, because of the work you've been putting in, I feel like it's in this reverse energy in terms of you moving. Somebody is moving by the astral new year. Let's get snaps in the chat. Snaps in the chat. Snaps in the chat. My tilted camera. And as always, self-explanatory 9 of Cups energy coming behind that wish fulfillment. That yes, I've got everything that I've wanted, everything that I've needed. My dreams have come true. My momentum is built. I've been taken to the places I need to go because of the work that I put in. And now you're sitting there enjoying your cups, a banquet, so to speak. Maybe there's gonna be double down on this party energy. Prepare for a party. Maybe it might be in your honor. Who knows? And it feels a little cliche to be like, maybe some of you are going to have a birthday within the next 8 months. I mean, you think that's 2/3 of the year. Of course, someone's going to have a birthday within the next 8 months. So, I mean, no, but in all seriousness, I'm getting celebration towards the end. So I like how it kind of had like that reversal switch, that kind of read one this way, read one that way. Because remember, I was talking, I'm going over, I guess, a couple timelines here, and the way these converge and diverge are almost in like a perfect wave oscillation, which that in itself paints a wild picture for what the collective is dealing with right now. I know myself, I'm going through a Saturn return, and maybe a couple of you going through a Saturn return, and you may feel like you're in that negative oscillation pattern of that particular wave. Well, guess what? It's about to get spicy in a good way. So prepare for that. And yeah, that's what people say when they don't know how to end what they've been doing. But it's cool. Like I said, you're kind of on this journey with me. We're figuring this out as we go. So, all right. All right. So for those of you that are a little more observant, you'll notice that my cards are in completely different spots because I shot like 8 of these outro videos and I didn't like none of them. So I figured, screw it, let me just redo it. The ones that were with the video, So, but thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. If you made it to the end, you're lit. If you like it, leave a like. If not, don't. You could dislike too. Any ideas or suggestions in the comments? That'd be cool. But other than that, thanks for stopping by. And I wish you safe travels on your grand journey into the ether. Later.